Well, hello there. So I've got a little beer treat today, a little review from France. Things have been going kind of sour here in America, so why not escape to France? Or actually, this is made in Belgium. Stella Artois. They became really popular. Or I don't know if they became really popular. They got bought by InBev or bought by Anheuser. And Anheuser decided, let's promote this one. Got the international appeal. Make it an international affair. Why not? So, yeah, I'm not really sure what date this is from. These have been hanging out in the fridge for a while. A nice shapely bottle here. Kind of reminds me of the old Michelob bottles a little bit, I guess, somewhat. Got a little bit of a oblique or obelisk shape to it. Yep, Stella Artois, Belgium. This 1366 year is, I believe, when the brewery that kind of came up with the recipe, which was originally a holiday recipe. This is a Christmas brew, now brewed all year. Now, I'm not going to scrape the foam off the top of this one. That's not really an American thing to make such a big mess and lose all that, lose all your head. They like to scrape them when they pour them, well, when they pull them. You have this like wand thing. And there's some big like OCD ritual baseball player getting ready to, you know, take a swing at bat kind of ritual that goes into preparing one of these, which I guess I've kind of dropped the ball on. I also don't have the appropriate glassware. So anyway, Belgium, Amsterdam, same kind of area of Europe, the Netherlands, all that. They speak Flemish, Flemish, you know. That's the language they speak in Belgium. Its own kind of form of French. When I was there was this big, kind of like their Enron. It was called Dexia, everything. They had a skyscraper with Tetris on the side. It was the Dexia building. And you could control the Tetris pieces going down the side of the building. It was all a light show. It was really neat. I don't think Dexia is still around, but Stella Artois still going strong. They tried pitching Stella as like the Volkswagen of beers from Belgium, the people's beer. Maybe it was the people's Christmas beer. You don't exactly know what to make of all that. Being an American, I can't relate much to you know, the French way of things, where you have to be French. Well, I guess I could, although they're a little on the neutral side. Anyway, let's see if their beer is a little on the neutral side. I feel like I should be wearing a neon vest here, you know, one of those roadwork hazard vests to join the protests. Anyway, so it has that European water smell, like a sulfuric note, which could be the hops. And I think that some of these, I'm not even sure if this one is imported, but one of my theories is that they use a stale hop, or it's a stale hop when it comes, you know, from Europe. Yeah, they might actually brew this InBev beverage in America, because it's a 5% alcohol, which may actually be higher than the percentage of the French Stella, or the Belgian Stella, excuse me. All right, so beyond that, I guess you would say it's like a hop, malt, trifecta. What's the third aspect of the trifecta? I would say that it's the hop, malt, and water with that sulfuric, or it could be, you know, a cured hop, if you want to call it that, or a stale hop. This one really gets me on the back of the tongue, not so much the tip. With that wax note, which I guess could be, I'd like to know exactly what hops they use in Stella, but I just can't get over how clear this beer is for being so kind of a golden straw color here. Yeah, look at that. You can see me through there pretty much. Yeah. So, I'm not tasting sulfur. I would hope not. But there is a dry graininess to this that I kind of get from a Bush product. I think Bush kind of plays to that grainy, husky flavor scheme, which would make sense since they're both from the InBev family brand. It's got this horn, very holiday looking, cornucopia-ish French horn on the bottle here. Not a lot of information on this bottle. Imported by Import Brands Alliance, St. Louis, Missouri. So I guess it is imported. Maybe they just bottle it here. Interesting. Anno 1366. Lager beer imported. Yes, so it's not brewed here. It's imported. So what am I tasting? Other than that graininess, I'm not sure if this is an adjunct. It is a lager. In Europe, they supposedly have a finer wheat that they grow. I guess ours have more rows to them. They're more hardy. And I don't know if anyone eats croissants or maybe a brioche bread, but it's very airy. It's just like poof, it's bread. Woof. And yeah, so Carlsberg is a Pilsner that claims to have very few ingredients, doesn't have an adjunct, uses wheat or barley, I guess whatever you want to call it. This may be of that persuasion. Something about Stella, when I drink too many, or not even when I drink too many, if I have one or two at a bar, and if I don't drink any water beforehand, or if I don't, have a glass of water while I'm enjoying these, I tend to get a headache. Particularly from this beer, I associate it with a headache. So, I'm going to take my time drinking this one today and maybe stay hydrated, but we'll see. Let's give it another taste, see if there's something else I can bring to you. Yeah, I think it's the allergy season where I'm kind of not batting at full strength with my sense of smell and taste. But there is a lingering bitterness, and it's not offensive. It's kind of like the back side of my tongue where I feel it. It's not offensive. Maybe it's a tiny hint of skunkiness that you can pick up on with this. Again, it's green bottle, imported. Heineken has it. Just could be par for the course. Yeah, I wouldn't be disappointed with a Stella. I'm always disappointed with that other Coors beer, the Coors beer Blue Moon, the unfiltered wheat. Working in a hot kitchen, for example, working all night or working all day into the night, and the bar will often send you a drink toward the end of the night. I had this one bartender that I worked with, and her idea of rewarding the kitchen staff was to bring us a pitcher of Blue Moon. I very rarely would be excited when that would come into the kitchen. you know, and I've pretty much been drinking beer all day, having, you know, made fish batter, beer batter for fish and chips or anything along those lines, which requires beer. So I just didn't know what to do when I would come across the unfiltered Heffenweiser, Weizen, however you want to pronounce them. So yeah, I created kind of an aversion to that particular taste. There are some similarities to that waxy kind of note that I get. That could be from the hops, could be like a skunkiness, it could be filtration, but obviously it's not a filtration. I just showed you this one. So I guess I'll drink on some Stella, think on some Stella, maybe form an opinion on it, and maybe have a follow-up video in the future. But thanks for joining me. You know, there's so much unrest right now with what's happening in Minnesota. You know, it's hard to really focus and take the time to reach a conclusion today. So I'm gonna leave it like that. Stella Artois, a fine beer, nothing to be upset about. Served in, you know, beautiful establishments. It's a premium beverage. Yeah, what more can you really say about it? It's a Christmas present to yourself. It's a gift. You know, and drink things like this in moderation and you won't have an issue with a headache or anything like that. You know, maybe if you're having a filet of sole, this might be a nice pair. I often see this in seafood restaurants, scallops, you know, baked scrod, buttery kind of fish. This is a really nice pair to that. Yeah, kind of it's like a Chardonnay, if you will, of lagers. So got these nice racing bubbles in it. Thanks for sharing this beer with me, everyone. I hope everyone has a nice weekend, and whatever you get into, I hope it works out for you. So cheers out there. Thanks, everyone.